But this is as real as your so-called life gets.
Well, hello everyone! We are sure that you're no stranger to the Star Trek universe, where humanity and various alien species navigate a vast cosmos, exploring strange new worlds, seeking new life and civilizations, and promoting peace throughout the United Federation of Planets. In the boundless expanse of the Star Trek universe, there's a character who's the ultimate cosmic wildcard, Q. With a wink and a snap, these enigmatic troublemakers rock the foundations of space and time, toying with our intrepid Starfleet crew. Hold on tight as Q's jaw-dropping power and playful antics leave you gasping for more. Brace yourselves for a weirdly fun time where Q's ways will have you shook while pondering the mind-bending mysteries of existence. Buckle up, it's Q o'clock. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Who or what exactly is Q in the Star Trek universe? Q is an all-powerful, immortal, and mischief-loving species that bursts with cosmic pizzazz. Picture this: an omnipotent being with snazzy style, a charming grin, and an uncanny ability to bend reality like a contortionist on caffeine. The Continuum, a higher-order collective, governs their actions, imposing boundaries on their interference. Q first shows up in a scene in Star Trek: The Next Generation, and boy does he spice things up. Imagine your wildest dreams come true. That's Q's daily routine, toying with space and time like a yo-yo. They're like the universe's resident party crasher, popping up whenever they please to give Captain Jean-Luc Picard and his crew a run for their money. But wait, there's more. Q aren't just one-dimensional pranksters. Beneath that mischievous exterior lie dudes in their cool fits, with multitudes wrapped in a riddle. You see, the Q has a peculiar fascination with humanity. As if we are their personal sitcom, they challenge us to grow, to evolve, and to ponder life's most profound questions, all while tossing in a healthy dose of humor. Seriously, these guys could be stand-up comedians in any galaxy.
Riker, acknowledge! Your time is up, Captain.
What are some of the insane powers of Q? Honestly, Q have literally every superpower imaginable, and they are not afraid to show them off. First off, forget about doors and walls. Q can materialize anywhere and anytime, like really fast. They love to pop in uninvited simply because they can. They can bend time, reverse events, and toss the laws of physics out. He can bring forth alternate realities too. Time travel? Yes, they do that too. From telekinesis to mind reading, they can move stuff around whenever, wherever. But wait, there's more. They can even transform into any shape or form, blending in with the crew like a chameleon at a costume party. Talk about the ultimate party trick. So, what else is left? Immortality. They have been around since quite literally forever. Q's powers are matched only by their unpredictability. They can be benevolent one moment and a prankster the next. When Q's around, expect the unexpected and buckle up for an intergalactic rollercoaster ride.
Open your eyes.
Are they truly omnipotent? What are some of their limitations as a species? Is Q really the epitome of omnipotence in the Star Trek universe? Well, even with all those godlike superpowers, they're not entirely invincible. The Q face limitations and constraints that remind us of their fallibility. Though they may appear as an all-knowing cosmic entity, the Continuum, a higher-order collective of beings like them, exerts some control over their actions. Like a celestial council, they keep a watchful eye on their conduct, imposing boundaries on their interference in the affairs of lesser beings. Emotions serve as another fascinating constraint in Q's limitless potential. Despite their godlike abilities, they're subject to emotional vulnerabilities, especially when it comes to their fascination with humanity and their interactions with Captain Jean-Luc Picard. This paradoxical blend of godly powers and human-like frailty adds depth and complexity to their character, making them more relatable and intriguing. They even get tired of their immortality and try to commit suicide in vain because their physical form does not allow it. Q's mischievous and unpredictable nature, while entertaining, also hinders the full realization of their omnipotence. Their penchant for games and tricks sometimes overshadows their immense capabilities, leaving others to question their motives and ultimate intentions. Even within the Star Trek universe, certain events have shown that Q's power is not absolute. They may alter reality to a considerable extent, but they are not immune to the consequences of their actions, especially when dealing with formidable enemies. The persona of Q is an excellent example of the traditional investigation of the divine versus mortal, a creature who appears to be all-powerful, yet is restricted by cosmic forces and interior intricacies. The simultaneous existence of omnipotence and constraints creates a compelling story that encourages reflection on the actual nature of power and the complexity of the universe.
I'm proud of you. Surprise! I wish you could.
Exploring the philosophy and culture of the Q species. The Q species in the Star Trek universe embodies a distinctive and mysterious philosophy centered on their godlike powers, cosmic awareness, and the exploration of existence. Existing within the continuum, the higher order collective beyond space and time, they seek knowledge and enlightenment, engaging with lesser species like humanity to offer insights into the broader universe. Sharing a collective consciousness, the Q foster a communal existence within the continuum, where diverse personalities contribute to a shared pool of knowledge and experiences. The Q species are very particular about crime and punishment. They hold various forms of punishment for crimes, including the death penalty, life imprisonment, granting mortality, transforming individuals into lower life forms, or banishing them from the continuum. Acts of self-sacrifice greatly impress them. They also perceive humans as advancing faster and farther than expected, even surpassing the Q one day, which intrigues them and fuels their interest in studying humanity. Typically, the Q are known by the name Q, and they can easily identify which Q is being referred to. Some, like Quinn, adopt specific names after experiencing humanity. When interacting with non-Q, additional descriptors or titles are used to differentiate among individual members. Their culture reflects a profound sense of curiosity and amusement, often expressed through playful behavior.
Consorting with lower-ranked females, Captain? Especially ones in penalty boxes?
Why is Q obsessed with humans? Q's obsession with humans is a multifaceted and intriguing aspect of their character. As an immortal, all-powerful being, the Q species has observed, literally, countless civilizations across space and time, yet they find an extraordinary fascination with humanity. One fundamental reason for Q's infatuation lies in humans' potential for growth and self-discovery. Unlike many advanced species, humans are still in the early stages of their cosmic journey, and their capacity for change and evolution captivates Q. They possess a unique blend of virtues and flaws, making them a dynamic and unpredictable species worthy of cosmic attention. Q's attraction to humans can be attributed to their inherent free will and moral complexity. Unlike Q, who have godlike powers, humans are bound by mortality and the constraints of the physical world. Their ability to make choices and face the consequences of their actions fascinates Q as they navigate the intricacies of right and wrong, good and evil. Basically, they love us cause they ain't us. It's kind of like how we are fascinated by cats. Q's interactions with Captain Jean-Luc Picard and the crew of the USS Enterprise offer a microcosm of human potential, constantly challenging and surprising Q. He sees in Picard a paragon of virtue and intellectual prowess, and through their encounters, Q gains insights into human virtues like courage, compassion, and resilience. Human spirit of exploration and willingness to venture into the unknown resonates with Q's own curiosity about the cosmos. The desire to understand and connect with beings that are not all-knowing or all-powerful offers Q a refreshing perspective on existence. Ultimately, Q's obsession with humans stems from their capacity to evoke emotions and create genuine connections. By observing and engaging with humanity, Q explores the essence of life, learning and evolving alongside the species they find so endlessly intriguing.
I wish you could see the look on your faces. Oh wait, you can.
How does the Q species reproduce? In the Star Trek universe, the method of reproduction for the Q species is not explicitly revealed or explored. The show does not delve into the biological aspects of the Q species, and there are no instances or references to the reproductive process throughout the series. Cupid, the humanoid aspect of the Qs, appears to be a facade. For instance, the main Q is not actually a man. Given alternative information, Q claims in the episode that he would have initially appeared to Picard as a woman. In contrast, Q appears to find a female civilian appealing in Deep Space Nine's Q-less. And in the Voyager episodes, we learn that Q has had a romantic connection of sorts with female Q. Q does conceive the notion of coupling with Janeway, to create an offspring possessing the formidable abilities of a Q while harnessing the ethical values inherent in being human. Their aim was to bring an end to the ongoing war. With the assistance of the female Q, who had been stripped of her powers and required Voyager's aid to return, the crew navigated through a supernova into the Continuum. Employing Q's weapons, Voyager's crew swiftly gained the upper hand against the Q and achieved a temporary truce. Ultimately, Q decided to mate with the female Q instead of Janeway, resulting in the restoration of the damage to subspace. All in all, Q as they are remain a mystery, and so do their mating habits.
You're gonna miss me.
Do Q age at all? Well, simply put, the answer is a big no. Q defy conventional notions of age. Age, as experienced by mortal beings, is not a factor that significantly impacts the Q. They exist beyond the constraints of time, and their state of being is not subject to the typical progression of years or biological aging processes. Q beings, however, have been shown to manifest themselves in various forms, often assuming human-like appearances or adopting familiar historical personas. However, these manifestations are merely representations and not indicative of any chronological development. Sure, they look old, but do they grow old? Nope. Despite their apparent immunity to aging, the Q do display evolving attitudes and perspectives. Q, the character frequently encountered by the crew of the USS Enterprise and USS Voyager, is a notable example. Over time, he transitions from a seemingly mischievous and capricious entity to a more complex and contemplative figure. These changes likely stem from interactions with lesser beings and exposure to new ideas, rather than any inherent aging process. While they may undergo shifts in personality or understanding, these transformations are not tied to the concept of age as experienced by mortal beings. The Q remain eternal. Hail the Q!
This isn't going to work, Q.
How can you ignore that face?
What is the true extent of Q's self-awareness? Q's self-awareness is a complex aspect of their character in the Star Trek universe. As omnipotent beings belong to the Q continuum, Q possesses an unparalleled level of self-awareness that transcends the comprehension of mortal beings. Q's self-awareness extends far beyond their individual identity. They are part of a collective consciousness that spans the Q continuum, a realm where all Q exist in a state of interconnectedness. This collective nature means that Qs are not solely aware of themselves as an individual entity, but also hold knowledge of the experiences, memories, and perspectives of other Q within the continuum. They are conscious of their own thoughts, emotions, and desires, which often influence their interactions with mortals, particularly with Captain Jean-Luc Picard of the USS Enterprise and Captain Catherine Janeway of the USS Voyager. Throughout various encounters within the Starfleet crews, Q's self-awareness evolves. They question their own beliefs in nature, exploring the concepts of mortality, compassion, and morality. However, Q's self-awareness can sometimes be limited by their own arrogance and preconceptions. Their omnipotence can lead them to perceive lesser beings as mere playthings or challenges, failing to fully understand the depth of their emotions or motivations. Well, an extraterrestrial can't be perfect all the time.
You're gonna scamper away, make some futile attempt to cover yourself.
Is the Q race immortal in nature? In the Star Trek universe, the Q beings are considered effectively immortal. Their immortality is derived from their extraordinary powers and mastery over space, time, and reality. The Q's immortality stems from their ability to manipulate and control the fundamental aspects of existence. They have demonstrated their capabilities to alter matter, energy, and even rewrite historical events with a mere thought. Their existence seems to be woven into the very fabric of the universe, making them immune to the effects of aging, disease, and natural death. While they can assume mortal-like appearances or interact with lesser beings in various forms, these manifestations are merely projections, and their true essence remains timeless and eternal. The Q possesses an awareness that spans vast periods of time and experience, enabling them to observe and influence events throughout history. Their immortality, however, comes with both advantages and limitations. The lack of mortal constraints allows them to explore the universe in ways beyond the comprehension of ordinary beings. However, it also raises questions about the meaning and purpose of existence, leading some Q to exhibit existential dread or a detached perspective on the lives of lesser beings. Funnily enough though, despite their immortality, the Q are not invincible. They can be affected by other Q or powerful entities within the continuum.
Your fear, your doubt, is the loudest voice in your head.
How is Q still alive in Star Trek Legacy? In the epic conclusion of Star Trek Picard Season 3, a post-credit scene unveils a stunning revelation. The omnipotent trickster, Q, John Delancey, thought to be lost in Season 2, is alive and well. Since his introduction in TNG's Encounter at Farpoint, Q has been a formidable challenge for numerous Starfleet captains, while displaying a peculiar fondness for Captain Picard, Patrick Stewart. Despite his teasing demeanor, Q not only reveled in being a constant disruption to the Enterprise crew, but also subjected all of humanity to a harrowing trial. In the Star Trek Voyager episode Death Wish, a member of the Q Collective seeks an end to his immortal existence aboard Captain Janeway's Kate Mulgrew ship. This encounter suggests that the Q beings truly live indefinitely, impervious to conventional mortality. As Q appears to be dying during the Picard Season 2 finale, he cryptically states, "I am moving on. In your parlance, I am dying." Yet the concept of dying might carry a divergent meaning for the Q. Furthermore, Q's parting words to Picard, "See you out there," hint at a possible reunion between the temporal horizon. The circumstances surrounding Q's survival leave us with several intriguing possibilities to explore. One potential explanation posits that the Q in Star Trek Picard Season 3 end credits scene hails from an earlier timeline. When questioned about his presence following his presumed demise by Picard's son, Jack Crusher, at Spielers, Q responds, "Oh, and here I was hoping that the next generation wouldn't think so linearly." This rather peculiar reply suggests the presence of parallel timelines, with Q assuming different forms. While bearing the appearance of the older Q from Picard Season 2, he possesses the ability to manifest in any desired guise. Given Q's penchant for deception, the veracity of the story he shared in Season 2 remains uncertain, hinting at concealed truths beneath the surface. The narrative of his apparent fear of dying alone might only scratch the surface of a deeper, undisclosed narrative. The intricate nature of the Q Continuum's evolutionary process conceals vital insights. Q's death could signify a pivotal stage in his development, representing a transformation beyond mortal comprehension. Another fascinating angle involves Q's oft-forgotten son, as glimpsed in the Voyager episode Q2. Known as Q Jr., Keegan Delancey, he mirrored his father's mischief with equal gusto. This familial connection might hold unexplored ties to the newly encountered Q. As Star Trek Legacy continues, the captivating tale of Q and his complex ties to the Picard family remains a captivating thread waiting to be unraveled. Alternatively, the prospect of Q's resurrection by external forces remains feasible. The dramatic Q Collective has remained a shadowy presence since its mention in TNG, veiling their intentions in mystery. It is conceivable that they orchestrated Q's return for a purpose yet to be revealed. Given Q's peculiar fascination with Captain Picard, it stands to reason that this revived Q could harbor an equal interest in Jack Crusher, Picard's son. While the exact circumstances of Q's resurgence remain cloaked in ambiguity, it is evident that the tale has only just begun. The inextricable ties between Q and the Picard family, the alluring possibilities of time's multidimensional nature, and the mysteries of the Q Continuum all beckon further exploration. Star Trek Legacy promises a compelling continuation of this captivating saga, where the trial of existence endures unceasingly. The stars await new chapters, and the legacy of Q shall endure throughout the cosmos. Picture this. Maybe Q couldn't resist coming back just to annoy another member of the Picard clan. Well, that's it for today, folks. In the vast playground of the Star Trek universe, the Q species is the ultimate cosmic showstopper. With their godlike powers, cosmic curiosity, and a pinch of playful mischief, these fun beings transcend time and space, leaving us starstruck and grinning from ear to ear. As celestial tricksters and cosmic mentors, they love to pop up like cosmic surprise parties, challenging us to embrace our flaws and unlock our hidden potential for greatness. From their time-traveling escapades with the USS Enterprise to their quirky games, the Q are the ultimate celestial entertainers, wowing us with their showmanship. So fasten your seatbelts and prepare for a wild ride with the Q as they keep us on our toes, reminding us that in this grand cosmic carnival, even the all-powerful find endless joy in the human spirit. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.
There. Perhaps now your manners will show some improvement.